As part of the 79th Independence Day celebration, BJP Dimapur launched a week-long Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. New Delhi police arrested a 36-year-old man for pretending to be a police sub-inspector for almost 2 years. US President Donald Trump said there will be a very severe consequences if Russia President Vladimir Putin does not agree to end the war in Ukraine after their summit. Hello and welcome to Nltv English Primetime. This is Chakhesang and now the news in detail. More than a year after its inauguration on July 25, 2024, the boys' hostel at Government Polytechnic Kohima remains locked, raising concern among students and locals. Principal Engineer K. Rutso told Nltv that landslide caused by heavy rain near the hostel had delayed the use due to safety concern. He said the building was complete for furniture and electricity but could not be occupied until it was declared safe. He explained that the hostel was built under AICTE's Cafes Near scheme and that although funds were received, administrative process and a shift in executive between departments caused the delay. Rutso added that AICTE could soon release Rs 30 lakhs as the third installment followed earlier grant of 1.5 crore and 1.2 crores. He said an additional Rs 25 lakh could be provided for a gym, sport area and library if process is satisfactory. The hostel is expected to open with its academic year once all safety checks are completed.
The scheme is under All India Council for Technical Education. The funding comes directly to the institute's account. However, administrative approval has to be sought, that is issued by the government. The government has constituted a committee, monitoring committee, and then for execution, the job is given to engineering wing, school education. So the project actually is implemented by the engineering wing school education. Okay. Later on, of course, the subject matter was transferred to engineering wing technical education department after that engineering wing has been set up. Na? Inikase, basically, Ami Khan laga nature of a job to yate ole, we supervise. We supervise.
So the funding, it comes directly to you, no?
That is right. But that is transferred to the organization, the agency, which is actually implementing the project, executing the project. From there, all the payment is done. We get all the utilization certificate, etc., and then that is how we again communicate to AICTE.
So, abniyan to boys hostel lo 25th July 2024 last year inaugurate kori diche. Yes. So, abniyan inauguration day advisor, technical education advisor Tamjin Manbabi aiche, our director of technical education tai aiche. So, inauguration matlab to hoise to functional ase. Ina ko like ta ase to ta. So, ina to abniyan kile function kuran hoy gule to etu inaugurate kori diche. To ekta question janu.
The hostel was completed in March 2024 last year. So we have also been informed that the department or the government is planning to have this inaugural functions. It was done virtually actually, online, along with another hostel in the Kheloshe Polytechnic at Hoisting. So it was done online. Everything was fine. Very unfortunately, there was heavy rain last year during the month of May, June, and we had a sudden landslide on top of that hostel. So that is one very main reason why we still could not make the hostel functional. Basically, the scheme is under All India Council for Technical Education. The funding comes directly to the institute's account. However, administrative approval has to be sought, that is issued by the government. The government has constituted a committee, monitoring committee, and then for execution, the job is given to engineering wing, school education. So the project actually is implemented by the engineering wing school education. Okay. Later on, of course, the subject matter was transferred to engineering wing, technical education department. After that engineering wing has been set up, na. Inika ase. Aro basically ami khan laga nature of a job to yate hole. We supervise.
So the funding, it comes directly to you, na?
That is right. But that is transferred to the organization, the agency, which is actually implementing the project, executing the project. From there, all the payment is done. We get all the utilization certificate, etc., and then that is how we again communicate to AICTE.
So abniyangai to boys hostel lo hoise kile 25th July 2024 last year inaugurate kori diche. Yes. So abniyan inauguration day advisor, technical education advisor Tamjin Manbabi aise aro director of technical education tai bhi aise. So inauguration matlab to hoise kile to functional ase ina ko like ta ase to ta. So inaugurate to abniyan kile function kuran hoye kile to etu inaugurate kori diche. To ekta question jane.
The hostel was completed in March 2024 last year. So we have also been informed that the department or the government is planning to have this inaugural functions. It was done virtually, actually, online, along with another hostel in the Kaloshe Polytechnic at Toise. So it was done online. Everything was fine. Very unfortunately, there was heavy rain last year during the month of May, June, and we had a sudden landslide on top of that hostel. So that is one very main reason why we still could not make the hostel functional. Basically, it is.
We will now take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, viewers. Let's get back with the news. Heavy rain for the past 2 days caused a mudslide on the NS9 road between Sipema and Pipema on Wednesday. This blocked the road and stopped vehicles from passing. About 100 vehicles were stuck on both sides of the mudslide for several hours. The NHIDCL cleared the road for one-way traffic around 7 p.m. Police say they are working to make the road fully open again. Drivers are advised to be careful while traveling in heavy rain. On 12 August, Assam Rifles held a pre-medical test on a ward program in Kifri. Local candidates who passed the Agnivir written exam and SSC GD recruitment took fitness tests, after which the successful candidates were also honored for their achievement. Zisaji Presidency College Kifri held its student union election for 2025-26 on August 9 at the college. The ZPCSU Election Commission supervised the election. Principal Dr. Pio Bentung asked candidates to follow democratic rules based on the JM Lingdo Commission guidelines. Rosie T. Sangtam, SDO Kifri, and her team watched the election to make sure it was fair. Vidila Jirula, an political science student in her 5th semester, was elected as the first female General Secretary of the Student Union. Nagaland paid in Corporation Minister Jacob Zimomi with state officials and Chumukidama Town Councillor Tisovile Kiri visited the BJP Nagaland office in Kohima. They discussed making the party stronger, using digital tools more and spreading PM Modi's Viksit Bharat vision for giving welfare and benefits to everyone. Zimomi praised the party workers for their hard work in serving people. Newland has secured a spot in the final of the Dr. T. Au Trophy 2025 after a close 3-2 win over Kohima in the semi-finale held at IG Stadium, Kohima. Newland took control in the first half with goals from Toka and Lokivi. Lokivi's goal was a stunning 40-yard shot that hit the crossbar and went in. Kikevi added a goal in the 66th minute to give Newland a 3-0 lead. However, Kohima made a strong comeback despite the pressure. Newland held on to the win match. Newland will now face more in the final on 15 August. The Chakhesang Public Organization welcomed the Nagaland government's decision to set up a reservation review commission. It said this move is timely and important to fix unfairness in the government jobs. Using PIMS and census data, the CPO pointed out gaps between advanced and backward tribe. It called for a proper independent expert group to fully review and update the reservation policy. The CPO said it is important to protect the rights of backward tribe, give equal job chances to all, and match the policy to today's social and economic needs. The Mokokchung District Planning and Development Board held its monthly meeting on 12th of August at the District Conference Hall led by Deputy Commissioner and DPDB Vice Chairman Ajit Kumar Verma IAS. He welcomed new and existing members before reviewing the previous meeting's minute. The board discussed and approved granting aid applications for KG School, Mangmetong and Model Higher Secondary School Mokokchung. The executive engineer from PWD Twensang Division gave an update on the Braille Bridge over the Diku River on NH202. The board also talked about the upcoming departmental sports meet 2025. As part of the Har Ghar Tiranga and Har Ghar Swachhata campaign, PHED Rural Division Dimapur held a Swachhata Dialogue and Awareness Day in Dhansaripar village, encouraging residents to keep their community clean for better health and well-being. Separately, on 13th of August, the Department of Social Welfare Dimapur District partnered with GHSS Lingrijan to conduct an awareness program under the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, promoting a drug-free society. The NDPP Central Agri and Allied Organization continued its visit to Girifima and Chechima village. Member met with local farmers to talk about better farming methods using sustainable practices and ways to improve crop production and sell local product. The team thanked the Kohima region NDPP and Northern Angami 2 region NDPP for their support in making this visit possible. The group is to connect with farmers, understanding their problems and plan farming strategies that fit their need. Through this effort, the organization wants to promote new ideas, ensure enough food and help grow the rural economy in Nagaland. PHED Rural Division Dimapur organized a demonstration on waste management techniques including segregation, composting and toilet maintenance on August 13 at Dhansaripar, Chumagidima. This event was part of the Har Ghar Tiranga and Har Ghar Swachhata awareness campaign. The program was attended by SDO Vijaya Swaro, who highlighted the connections between cleanliness and community health, urging everyone to start maintaining hygiene for their own homes. Executive Engineer of Paid Rural shared her vision of making Dhansaripar a model clean village and encouraged villagers to work towards this goal. J.E. Hotulu Sema conducted practical demonstration on how to manage waste effectively. Dimapur Naga Students Union celebrated the 79th Naga Independence Day today at the DNSG office. Program started early in the morning with a flag hosting and welcome speech. DNSU leaders included the President and General Secretary spoke about the meaning of this important day. Kevitu Kirai, a member of the Global Naga Forum, gave the main speech. He talked about how Nagas were once free and how they should stand united no matter where they live. He said Naga should stop using names like Kacha Naga or Manipur Naga and instead call each other simply Naga. He also spoke about choosing peace and unity and said a peaceful movement can be very powerful. They even ended with the song "We Shall Overcome" and a prayer.
We dedicate ourselves to the ideals of unity, trust and justice. And let us also honor the past by building a future for our younger generation. I would like to now invite our President Minoto Piaomi to hoist our Naga national flag and deliver the welcome address.
I want to thank you all for gathering at this early hour to celebrate the 79th Naga Independence Day. As we gather here, let us all remember the sacrifice of our ancestors, and may the spirit of freedom and patriotism continue to guide us. Happy Naga Independence Day. God be with us. May the victory be to our land and to our people. Kugnali.
Happy 79th Naga Independence Day. I bring warm greetings from Global Naga Forum, a forum comprising of Naga patriots from all over the world. It is such a great honor to be celebrating our Naga Independence Day with all of you. Let me begin by reading an excerpt from the letter to the Simon Commission 1929 by the Naga Club. Let me read it. If the British government, however, want to throw us away, we pray that we should not be trust to the mercy of the people who could never subjugate us, but to leave us alone to determine for ourselves as in ancient times. Such was the desire and passion of our ancestors, our fathers. I challenge you today, do we still have the spirit burning inside us? Or the spirit of our fathers have been dozed off? When we were still ignorant and illiterate, without our knowledge, we were divided by outsiders. And today we have imaginary and artificial boundaries between us. In India, we are divided into the state of Nagaland, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, and Assam. While internationally, we are divided into Naga territories of India and Naga territories of Myanmar. But that artificial boundaries are in danger of getting real and permanent. And yes, external forces is largely to be blamed for it, but we are also falling into the game. Today, I request all of us to think of ourselves as Nagas in the truest sense and not take other Nagas from other Naga areas with this and that tag, something like Kacha Nagas, Manipur Nagas. These are all very harmful. We are one and we should always be one. I want to thank our Naga political groups for working tirelessly and sacrificing even their lives for the cause. But today it is sad to see the disunity and division among them. But on this day, I will not be pessimistic, but be optimistic, because I know when the time comes, Nagauts will unite, and I have a strong belief in that. We were never the aggressors, but we were invaded. And when India decided to send boots on our land to kill our spirit, we all know history, so I will not go into it. Today, I want to remind all of us that India is the land of Mahatma Gandhi, and India has every reason to be afraid of a mass Naga non-violent uprising. When lakhs of Nagas rise up peacefully and non-violently, India will be clueless on how to respond. I would like to take this opportunity to point out the non-violent course of action for our cause. Such a non-violent and peaceful path will not contradict or oppose the other path taken by Nagas, but it will in fact strengthen the path. Requesting the leaders present here today to explore such a path, the non-violent path. It is wrong to believe and assume that the Nagas' cause should be pursued only by a particular group of people. Naga movement belongs to all of us. On that note, I want to thank the Naga students' bodies for playing their part in sustaining our movement. Students' bodies like Dimapur Naga Students Union and their federating units has been doing their part and also has been playing a huge role in protecting our land and preserving our identity. The effort and role played by DNSU and the federating units for our Naga nation should be duly recognized and appreciated by all Nagas. I personally want to thank you, DNSU, for that. Since this is a short program, I will end my speech here and thank you, DNSU, for having me and putting faith on Global Naga Forum. To our aggressors, I say it loudly, I repeat, leave us alone to determine for ourselves as in ancient times. Pura uvie tuknalin.
Ready to get ourselves to the ideals of unity, trust, and justice. And let us also honor the past by building a future.
Nagaland's top dart player Viku Sahu did very well at the PDC Asian Championship India Qualifier 2025 in Pune from August 8 to 10. He finalized third overall, placing the top 8 in Tour 1, top 4 in Tour 2 and second in Tour 3. He also won the IDC Open doubles title with his partner Arya Veer Chauhani. Sahu is now tied for third place in the IDC National Banking 2025. He thanked his partner, teammates and sponsors for their support and praised other players. Sahu is getting ready for the Malaysia Open 2025 and said the best is yet to come. Nagaland CWD and Texas advisor Jakama distributed honey processing machines to farmers in Pusachodu village, Peg district under the Nagaland Beekeeping and Honey Mission's Pradhan Mantri Van Dhan Yojana. The scheme aims to support tribal communities by adding values to minor forest produce and developing entrepreneurship skill. Kamo thanked NBHM and said the machine would help improve local income and the rural income. At the Pusachodu village he called for a strong farming policy to ensure sustainable growth, food security and farmer welfare. The meet also covered farming, finance, subsidies, marking and livestock with NBHM's engineer Kovoi Vese and village leader participating. The District Education Officer Longlang organized a science seminar on 13th of August at DO Conference Hall. 9 schools from Longlang District participated with support from the Directorate of Science and Technology in Nagaland. Speakers highlighted the importance of empowering young minds and developing scientists' skill for a better India. The District Education Office encouraged teachers and students to focus on science and building confidence. Yukpen P. Pom from Christian School, Tamlu won first place. Srintini Mahapatra JHS Yacham and Henmi Nancy St. Joseph School took second and third place respectively. On 14 August, Dr. Manguzeno Chili from VAS Jakama with paravets from the veterinary dispensary and Vet C. Kigoma carried out disinfection and control work in farm affected by ASF in Kigoma and Nltv village. She told village leaders and farmers about the ASF rules and said both villages are now infected zone and declared by the Deputy Commissioner of Kohima. Dr. Chili asked for everyone's help and quick reporting to stop the disease from spreading. She also reminded that a trading as ASF was done on July 15 for all villagers in Jakama block. Ahead of Independence Day, a 2-day mass cleaning drive took place at Longkim from August 12 to 13, organized and supervised by the local administration. During this drive, government officers, private institutions, shops and public space were thoroughly cleaned to prepare the area for the upcoming celebration. They even saw active participations from government employees as well as local citizens, all working together to make the community cleaner and more welcoming for the special occasion. A mass pledge was held at the Yingli College, Longlang on 13th of August for the 5th anniversary of Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. The event was organized by the NSS wing of the college. NSS program officer Dr. Nurul Islam explained the NMBA to students and staff. The pledge was led by NSS members, after which Vice President Dr. B. Henshade Pom gave closing remark. The Department of State Tax held a special drive on 12th and 13th of August to register unregistered second-hand car dealers in Dimapur and Kohima under GST. The team visited many dealerships teaching owners about GST registration. Officials said many dealers were unaware of the rules and stressed the drive aimed to educate, not punish. Dealers responded positively and received guides to help with future registration. This effort is part of the department's plan to improve tax collection and compliance. A refresher training was held in Nagaland House, New Delhi from 7 and 13 of August to improve the skill of its officers and staff. The training was conducted in 2 phases and covered important topics like service and leave rules, pension, pay, office procedures and drafting official documents. Retired Senior Accounts Officer Kinyu Wok and Deputy Secretary Rantungo Address Lotha led the session. A total of 15 staff members participated and received certificates from the Joint Resident Commissioner Sharon Longchari after completing the training. As part of the 79th Independence Day celebration, BJP Dimapur launched a week-long Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. Today, Partition's Horror Remembrance Day was observed at Hotel Saramati, graced by ex-MLA and former DMC Chairman Kihaku Asumi. In his address, Asumi reflected on the tragic partition of India, its dramatic consequences including mass displacement, religious division, economic disruption, violence, and the loss of millions of lives. He called for universal brotherhood, unity, and integrity to preserve peace between communities.
The horrors of the partition of India, which led to the division of the 2 countries, mainly India and Pakistan, which somewhere started during the partition of India, 1947, 15th August, 1 day from now. The partition of India was very traumatic tradition, which led to far-reaching consequences that continue to affect and haunt the entire region of India and Pakistan even today, which led to the 3 wars between India and Pakistan, and after that the Balakot incident and the Operation Sindoor. Ami Khan, why we are concerned about the horrors of the partition of India, which led to the division of India and Pakistan. It is beyond imaginable, sapna. It is beyond dream also. The partition of India led to mass displacement. And the mass displacement. And to keep mass displacement. Millions, not lakhs, millions of Indians. It was in the division between religious lines. Mass displacement in the form of thousands, lakhs and millions of Hindus returning from Pakistan in the form of, we have few leaders of our time, like Manmohan Singh, our former Prime Minister of India, like Sri Advani ji, in the form of Deputy Chief Minister of India. Pakistan, they came over to India. The horrors of the partition of India, which led to the division of the 2 countries, mainly India and Pakistan, which some way started during the partition of India, 1947, 15th August, 1 day from now. The partition of India was very traumatic tragedy, which led to far-reaching consequences, that continue to affect and haunt the entire region of India and Pakistan even today, which led to the 3 wars between India and Pakistan, and after that the Balakot incident and the Operation Sindoor. Ami Khan, why we are concerned about the horrors of the partition of India, which led to the division of India and Pakistan. It is beyond imaginable, sapna. It is beyond dream also. The partition of India led to mass displacement. And the mass displacement to keep mass displacement. Millions, not lakhs, millions of Indians. It was in the division between religious lines. Mass displacement in the form of thousands, lakhs and millions of Hindus returning from Pakistan in the form of, we have few leaders of our time, like Manmohan Singh, our former Prime Minister of India, like Sri Advani ji in the form of Deputy Chief Minister of India. Pakistan, they came over to India. The horrors of
Har Ghar Swachhata Awareness Day was held on 13 August at Government Higher Secondary School, Longkim, Tuensang, organized by the Public Health Engineering Department and Water Supply and Sewerage Organization. Executive Administrative Commissioner S. Chingmai said the program started on 8 of August and will end on 15 of August, aiming to promote cleanliness, hygiene, water conservation and patriotism by hosting the national flag. She urged everyone to keep this home, street and surrounding clean for a healthy nation. Resource person spoke about toilet care and waste management. Participants also took the Har Ghar Tiranga Swachhata pledge. The event was attended by students and teachers. As part of Har Ghar Tiranga, the 78th Battalion of CRPF held a flag hoisting ceremony at Don Bosco School, Statue Zubza, Kohima on 13 of August. Commandant Devnath Somkunwar raised the Indian flag in front of the school's principal, teacher and students. Everyone was happy to watch the event. Students performed folk dance and sang patriotic songs. They also received a national flag from some sports items and sweet. The principal and teachers thanked the CRPF for organizing the program. They said activities like this help students feel proud of their country and build a strong nation. Air Canada has started cancelling flights during the busy summer season as over 10,000 flight attendants prepared to strike on Saturday. The attendants union said they get low pay and are not paid for work done while planes are on the ground. The union and Air Canada have been negotiating since March but disagree on wages and pay for ground duties before takeoff and after landing. Air Canada offered a 38% pay increase and 50% pay for ground work, but the union wants full pay for all hours worked. The union rejected Air Canada's offer to resolve the issue through abbreviation. Air Canada says the flight cancellation will happen in stages to reduce disruption and has arranged alternative travel options. Canada's government is watching the situation but will not interfere in the talk. We will take another short break here. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back once again. Let's get back with the news. Indigo CEO Peter Albert said the airline is ready to restart direct flight between India and China. The two countries are in advanced talk to resume flights that were stopped due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Before the pandemic, Indigo's operated daily flight between India and China. The Indian government has also asked airlines like Indigo and Air India to be ready to start flight at short notice once the agreement is finalized. Albert said Indigo will resume flight as soon as both countries agree on the necessary agreements. New Delhi police arrested a 36-year-old man named Negi from Rohini for pretending to be a police sub-inspector for almost 2 years. He was caught sitting suspiciously in a car and couldn't show valid ID for posting details. Police found fake police ID cards, a full uniform and toy gun, phone, badges and fake official papers in his car. Negi, a former accountant, admitted he pretended to be an officer to gain respect and money. He has also been charged with impersonating, forgery and cheating. Police are investigating if he fooled anyone using his fake identity. Negotiations for a global treaty to fight plastic pollution are stuck as talk near their final day at the United Nations in Geneva. A new draft was made by the talks chair Luis Vallas to find common ground, but many countries strongly opposed it. Some countries wanted strong rules to limit plastic productions and remove harmful chemicals, but the draft also focused on waste management. Others, led by Gulf states, felt the draft went too far and were unhappy with this broad scope. About 100 countries want the treaty to limit plastic production and deal with toxic chemicals, while all production nations want it focused only on plastic waste. The talks started on August 5 and were planned to end Thursday, but after 5 earlier rounds without any agreement, a deal remains uncertain.
Use your power, use your voice. 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 Use your power, use your voice.
US President Donald Trump said on Wednesday that there will be a very severe consequences if Russia President Vladimir Putin does not agree to end the war in Ukraine after the summit on Friday. French President said Trump was very clear during a virtual meeting with European leaders that the US want a ceasefire to be reached at the upcoming Russia-US summit in Alaska. Also in the meeting, Ukrainian President said that Putin is bluffing ahead of the talk. He claimed Russia is putting pressure on all parts of the Ukrainian front to show it could take over the whole country. Zelensky also said Putin is pretending that Western sanctions do not matter, but in reality they are seriously hurting Russia's war economy. A heavy police response was seen in Gretna on Wednesday following reports of a shooting involving police officer. Scanner traffic and local alert pages suggest that multiple officers may have been shot near Hampstead Drive. Several helicopters were also spotted at the scene. As of now, officials from Pennsylvania country have not released an official statement. At least 25 Palestinians were killed by Israeli gunfight while trying to collect aid in Gaza. The shootings happened near 8 points in Tena, Netzarim and Mora corridors, with women and children among the dead. This comes as Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu announced a military operation and said Palestinians would be allowed to leave Gaza. He called it voluntary migration, a plan critics warned could lead to ethnic cleansing. The idea also aligned with US President Donald Trump's support for relocating Gaza's population. Ceasefire talks have resumed in Cairo between Hamas and Egypt, though Israel is not involved. Gaza's health minister says over 61,700 people have died since October 2023. That is all for the Nltv English Primetime. For more news and updates, keep watching Nagaland TV.